Salutations everyone, Tourist here, and I'm back with another Sonic power scaling video. However, this video is going to be rather different than my previous Sonic video, as unlike a lot of my other videos, today I'll be scaling Nazo from the Sonic fan animation Sonic Nazo Unleashed. But before we get into the video, make sure to hit that like button, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell to know when I upload. And finally, check out my Patreon to support the channel and get some cool rewards. Now, for those who don't know what Nazo Unleashed was, Nazo Unleashed was a fan animation made by the artist Chakra X, which involved the character Nazo, who was created by the negative energy of the Chaos Emerald. He ended up fighting Sonic and Co. after multiple transformations. He ended up losing to the character Shattuck, the fusion of Sonic and Shadow. Yes, I'm aware it's cringe, but it's 2007, deal with it. Now, the reason I decided to scale Nazo today was, well, I went back and watched it recently after being reminded of it by my editor Toxic. So blame him if you must. But more importantly, Nazo Unleashed was my childhood. I remember watching it on Newgrounds, so decided to revisit said childhood in the form of a video. So without further ado, let's get into this video on how strong is Nazo from Sonic, Nazo Unleashed. Now when it comes to the raw power of Nazo, he has plenty of feats to go off of. If we go purely by the feats in the animation, he was able to vaporize an entire city. Now this should be much higher than standard city level, as he's actually vaporizing it, which is a much more difficult feat. Now, I haven't calculated this, but I think it's safe to say to put this at mountain level to potentially small island level. And this will be consistent later on, as Nazo, in his base form, was able to fight one-on-one with Supersonic, being able to take attacks from and even deal damage to the Hedgehog. This should be consistent, as Nazo states that even beings like Perfect Chaos are nothing compared to him, which took Supersonic to beat, which makes his fate very consistent. Though this pales in comparison to his fight with Shattuck, as Nazo and Shattuck were sent flying through meteors multiple times, which is very impressive. Now it's difficult to gauge this, as this was Transform Nazo, but Transform Nazo was able to take a hit from Supersonic and a Chaos Blast from Super Shadow and took no damage, which scales him way above the previous mountain level feat. This should be consistent, as it was stated that with the Chaos Emeralds, he was going to destroy the planet. And Nazo states again after he transforms that he could destroy the planet. So this should put Transform Nazo and Hyper Shattuck at around planetary. However, another line of scaling we can use is from the Sonic games, as they do make plenty of references to the other Sonic games. Shadow being there, for instance, means Sonic Adventure 2 happened this timeline. As well, they made reference to Perfect Chaos from Sonic Adventure 1, so using the game shouldn't be out of the question. This animation came out in 2007, so the most recent mainline game of this time was Sonic the Hedgehog 06. So we'll be using that for this next part. Now Nazo should scale above Supersonic from Sonic 06, meaning he would scale to, if not maybe above, Solaris, who was stated to be a super-dimensional being capable of destroying the entire Sonic multiverse, which has an infinite number of universes in it, one of which being the Myriad World, a dimension where dreams coexist with reality and form universes within an infinite four-dimensional space. Now, if you don't want to believe Supersonic is as strong as Solaris, in the official sequel Wrath of Nazo, Eggman stated Nazo was the toughest enemy Sonic & Co. ever faced, potentially putting him above even the End, as this would take place after Sonic Frontiers. And for those questioning Eggman's validity, this is the same man who used a creature he found to create something that could literally erase timelines. So yeah. Now let's actually address the argument that Supersonic doesn't scale to Solaris. May I remind you that he took attacks from Solaris and did damage to him, meaning he should scale to Solaris. But then, how fast is he? Now, when it comes to actual speed, Nazo does have speed that surpasses base Sonic from here. But then how fast is base Sonic? Well, in the game, Sonic is able to consistently react to laser beams, which should put him in the relativistic to light speed range very comfortably as a low ball. As well, in the Sonic Colors DS version, Omega said that Sonic could easily exceed the speed of light, a statement which Sonic said was small time. This would back up the previous light speed scaling, meaning via the statement, Sonic alone should easily be able to reach the FTL to FTL Plus categories in his base. One more Lightspeed statement for you is that in Sonic Adventure, Sonic could achieve Lightspeed via the Lightspeed Dash. So there's far too much evidence for Sonic being Lightspeed to ignore. As well, if we take Sonic Runner's Adventure, Sonic can react perfectly fine and effectively maneuver after grabbing the bonus item, which enables him to fly interstellar distances. This should put Sonic's speed at MFTL+, which is incredibly fast for Sonic. However, he gets even faster. Now, in Sonic 06, Sonic and Co were able to move in the timeless void Solaris created. As well, in his super form, he was able to keep up with Solaris. This should scale Supersonic and by extension base Nazo to inaccessible speed levels. This is especially if we use Wrath of Nazo, which states he's Sonic's toughest enemy, meaning he would scale above the Sonic who was able to move in the timeless void that the Time Eater created. Speaking of which, Nazo should scale at higher levels of speed than base Sonic, who is able to restore time itself in the events of Sonic Generations with his sheer speed. This would put Sonic's speed above linear time, meaning that in his base, Nazo should be immeasurable speed. Though, you can argue this might be a highball, as there are moments in the Sonic games where they use Chaos Control to teleport around, so why would they need to teleport if they are above linear time? So that is an issue, but at the same time, within the Sonic games, it's kind of weird. So if you don't want to put Nazo at that high and just want to leave him at infinite speed, that is also more than fine. But that's the video. Hope you guys did enjoy me shedding some light on Nazo. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Till we meet again, good luck in your power scaling endeavors.